Hello, everybody. I'm Ryan. I'm a retired school teacher. Was lucky enough to retire at the age of 50 after buying 4 years through PERA to get to that full pension.
Nice. I'm Justin, and I am still in the trenches. I'm a high school art teacher and just doing my daily grind. But I love talking about finances, and I like hanging out with Ryan. So,
And J-Dub's definitely on the path to financial independence, financial freedom way sooner than later.
fingers crossed.
Yeah, exactly. So I brought up buying years already. That's how I was able to retire at 50 with a full pension. Otherwise I would have had to teach 4 more years, which wouldn't have been the end of the world, but it was nice to have that option.
Absolutely.
So buying years, if you're a Colorado teacher, can be an option. We've talked about this in previous videos. So think about that as one of your options to either retire early. But what we're going to talk about today is I bumped into a teacher that retired recently, and he bought 5 years after already teaching 30.
Oh,
Yeah.
He's got 35 years.
He has 35 years in a PERA. And my initial reaction when I met this guy, and he's just telling me this information because we both realized we're teachers, so we were just chatting about being retired. I was like, whoa, is that a good money decision?
It's a good question to ask.
Yeah. So I learned more about him. Really nice guy, a lot of energy. So we're going to talk about maybe it is worth buying more years, even if you're at 30 or you're full pension, which is 75% for people on PERA Table 2, for example.
Okay.
So it's just something to think about because I think sometimes we get into a box and we don't think for ourselves, and there might be something better out there that you are not even considering. So maybe this guy made a really good decision that is going to really benefit him over the years.
Yeah, that's fair. Let's broaden our horizons there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So obviously he would have had a really good pension with just having that 30 years and retiring with 75% of his highest 3 years of salary. But he did a 110, which means he retired, started collecting his pension of 35 years, because remember, he bought those 5 years. And then he did a 110 on top of that. So he's getting his pension plus a nice paycheck. So I kind of imagine the numbers in my head. Me and Justin talked about this earlier. So I'm making these numbers up because we didn't get in the specifics, me and this teacher I talked to. But I believe, because he was doing extracurricular activities on the side to pump up his income.
For the school?
For PERA.
Okay. So the extracurriculars were still going into
PERA.
Okay, yeah. Check.
So I truly believe he was making over $100,000 a year his last 3 years, which it's becoming more common if you're teaching 30 years, especially if you have a master's degree.
Especially if you're in Colorado.
Yeah. Check your pay scale. If you don't, different school districts in the Front Range where we live, a lot of them, teachers working 25, 30 years are now up to 6 figures.
Yeah.
So that's very realistic. So let's imagine he was making $100,000 just to keep the math simple, because I don't know the actual number. Yeah. Simple. We're not math majors, social studies.
Art.
So to buy 1 year, and these are kind of estimates, so don't hold me to it.
Okay.
Or do your own research for yourself anyways. Would cost 30%. I'm estimating. So for 1 year, it would cost this guy $30,000. And that bump would give him 2.5% more to his retirement pension.
Okay. So from the 75, it would be 77.5.
Exactly.
Okay.
But he bought 5. So that's 12.5%. And I'm guessing $150,000 to buy that, which is a lot of money.
It is a lot of money. It's a heck of a chunk.
Yeah, but it gave him $12,500 more every year. And he's in his mid-50s roughly. And if he lives to 80, 85, that's a lot of years of getting that extra.
Yeah. But it's just things to think about. Food for thought. To think about,
because he's going to get that money until he dies. And then if he's married and he gives his wife 100% or 50%, she gets that.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's something to think about too.
He's setting his wife up really nice, and yeah.
Exactly. So if you're in that unique situation, you don't always, I always used to think of buying years to get you to that full pension, that 75%. But now with it being people making $100,000 in their career, maybe buying a couple years above that if you have the money, if you ran the numbers on the spreadsheet and kind of play around with it, it might actually benefit you to go above that 30.
Okay. Now let me play a little devil's advocate.
Yeah, please.
What if I was at 35? Would it make sense to buy an additional 5 to go to 40?
if I remember correctly, double check this again or call PERA. You can go up to 40 years and then you have 100% of your money.
Okay.
So from years 30 to 40, if you bought 2.5%, that's 25%.
Okay.
So you can't go over 100%. They don't
Right.
allow that. I don't know why.
110,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So that's a good question. So I think people need to think outside of the box and consider everything.
Okay.
This guy definitely did, and he's now making, I'm guessing, right around $7,000 a month.
Yeah.
And
So
that's nice.
that is nice, especially if he's got a spouse or somebody who is also going to be contributing to that retirement. They can easily contribute some portion and get up to maybe 10 grand or more.
Which is a lot of money, I
Yeah.
think. I mean,
Yeah.
everyone has their opinion about that, but you're right. And maybe he invested as he was teaching all these years and has, I'm going to make this up, $500,000 in the stock market on top of this.
Yeah.
So that could give him an extra 25,000 a year, roughly.
Yeah. Maybe he's got real estate that's bringing in some cash flow.
But
So-
but who knows? It's interesting. But based on what he told me, he set himself up really nice, and it's like a bonus for him.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. That's it's always good to hear stories like this, because then it kind of gets us as teachers thinking, where it's like, well, what if?
Yeah.
Could I do what, giving us
Exactly.
options and giving us things to think about.
Exactly. That's why in previous videos, me and Justin have talked about always know the options for buying years. Know if you can. That actually isn't too hard to figure out. You just
Yeah.
apply. Takes hardly no time.
Yeah, it's really easy. Just make sure you have all your ducks in a row. We got a video about that, so check out the video here, and hopefully it
Exactly.
helps out.
Because even if you don't get to 30, maybe buying a year or two is still going to benefit you. It's nice to know if that's an option to increase your pension.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying, regardless if you're not even going to get to 30 years or if you're above 30 years.
Oh, that's great.
So
Yeah.
some things to think about. But yeah, there's a teacher out there, everybody, that is got a pension of about $7,000 and he never became an administrator. This is flat out teaching and doing PERA side things, that increases pay too, but not an administrator.
Yeah, yeah, and that's great.
Yeah. So something to think about. I hope everything's good with you. Take care and have a great school year.
Yep. We'll see ya.